and intellectual. In addition to its keenness on presenting the true image of Islam as a religion of peace and tolerance, he said, pointing out Kuwait's pioneering role, which dates back to the 1950s, and strive in spreading the moderation principle, one of Islam's main characteristics. In its all forms, culture is an important element in society life, basic source for overall development, and strong motivations to activate faithful initiatives. His Highness the Prime Minister noted, praising all the efforts exerted by Kuwaitis, including intellectuals, thinkers, and artists who carried their humanitarian messages to boost Kuwait's place in the world, and also stressed the importance to invest such important events in presenting the civilized side of the state of Kuwait and launch serious steps towards supporting intellectual and cultural creativities, acceptance other culture, and boosting tolerance and brotherhood values in the world. So therefore, right here in this program, we are going to talk about this specific point with Sawsan Al-Ali, and she represents Cultural Foreign Affairs. Welcome to our program. It's a brand new program, and you are welcome to be the second guest in our program.
Well, I appreciate you inviting me, and I feel honored to be here on your first ever.
Yes.
And I am honored to also represent the NCCAL, which is the National Council for Culture, Arts, and Letters.
That's wonderful. What is the importance of the culture in shaping individual awareness right here in the state of Kuwait and in the surrounding areas?
Culture is an important thing. It affects our identity.
That's correct.
It sets our mode of thinking. It affects our behavior, decision making. It's where we come from. It's our roots. And hopefully, it's also will determine where we're going to go.
That's correct.
And our culture is so rich, and it's wonderful. It's beautiful, and it is so diverse, and it's been used, cultural power, been used as a soft power in the world to get you to know me better, to get countries to know each other better, to extend,
acquainted, something like that.
Yes, and to extend the bridges of understanding. When you know my culture, you'll know why I did a certain thing, why I'm dressed in a certain way, why I behave in a certain way. It minimizes misunderstandings. And in this world nowadays, we are in most need to better understand each other and better appreciate each other.
That's wonderful. When you said that we need to minimize the misunderstanding because we sometimes misrepresent ourselves accidentally, not intentionally. So therefore, your role as well as the others comes in the front of the battle of explaining what exactly it means, our culture. And you hit it right on its head.
The National Council for Culture, Arts, and Letters took it upon itself to bridge understanding, like I said, not only among its own people and regionally, but also internationally.
That's good.
We want to be able to reflect on the true meanings of our culture, the culture of forgiveness, the culture of friendship, tolerance, generosity, generosity also in behavior.
Acceptance of the others.
Absolutely. Acceptance of the others, understanding of other religions, extending understanding to other religions as well, bringing them in, and taking ourselves also.
Like a fusion together,
Yes.
all together, like a fusion.
Yes.
And not to mention, you have to obey all laws, locally and internationally.
Absolutely.
Okay,
try.
Mrs. Al-Ali, the state of Kuwait has took upon its shoulder a big role, humanitarian, and also to represent the true religion of Islam, moderation. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Kuwait was picked, first of all, as the Islamic capital of the world for 2016. That was the past year. And His Highness the Prime Minister, Sheikh Jabir al-Mbarak Sabah, it was under his patronage and attendance that we started the celebrations in Mahrajan al-Grain, which is the Al-Grain Festival. It happens every year in the second week of January. And this is when the whole thing started to take effect. However, this choosing Kuwait to be the Islamic capital of the world for 2016 was actually happened in 2001 through the process of a Cisco. And there is a rotation among different countries. So they pick 3 capitals every year, and they celebrate Islamic culture. What is amazing, what had happened in this experience, that we had doubled our efforts. We normally gauge about an event and a half for each day of the year.
But now
we...
It's doubled.
Oh, absolutely. We scored
explain
around
why?
800.
Because of all the events surrounding our area, something like that?
I can't just say that the National Council by itself, although I am just so proud of that team and how hard they all worked and pulled together to make this a successful year for Kuwait. And I'm just so excited about the spirit of patriotism that was just lingering among all of us as we were doing. You know, we're doing the events, we're gonna be there, it takes until 11:30 at night, we're gonna stay. We're gonna make sure it works. But also,
so you had
Arab
a sense
countries,
of urgency, something like
yes, and GCC countries. And we are thankful to all our brethren in the Gulf countries, Arab countries, Islamic countries, and also international countries, how they just their contribution made this successful for all of us. It enriched us, and it gave us a chance to challenge ourselves. It was a challenge, a responsibility, and it was an opportunity. And I think it was a good feeling.
Let's talk about individually, because when you are talking, you're representing just like a formal way, like maybe a governmental entities, correct? But let's talk a little bit about individual. What exactly we need to do as individuals to spread the culture in our country and abroad? That's a tough question. You're thinking about it.
I often think.
Okay, that's
I'm a
wonderful.
thinker by nature.
Okay.
I think we are very responsible. We have to. We have to exercise
great
tolerance.
responsibility.
We have to exercise tolerance. We have to show our culture in its true nature.
Okay.
And we don't, I think we often get on the defensive by saying we were and we should be.
No.
And I think we should just play.
Stand up to the level.
Exactly.
To our responsibility.
Yes. There is, this is a culture of friendliness. This is a culture of friendship. This is a culture of generosity. Practice it. Show it.
By all means, yes.
When you write something, make it friendly. Make it beautiful. Be yourself. Be your culture.
Exactly right. What about the European Renaissance took a lot of concepts and values from Islam? Back in maybe more than 100 years, more than 200, 300, 400 years. The Islamic civilization built that culture and also the civilization in European countries. What exactly we need to do the same thing and to take the same steps that they took after the Islamic civilization left the European countries?
Okay. We often talk about this period where where progress, let's say research and scientific research, literature, poetry, whatever, it transferred basically to the Middle East area, to the Arab world. And we were, for a long time, safekeepers of that. We added to that, and it moved back to Europe. There are, of course, fingerprints when it comes to namings of things, Arabic words in describing mathematics and such. But there is a new way of thinking now, a new way that I think is very refreshing and very important, is to stop thinking about us the way we were and constantly be on the defensive, to think of the way we were as a source of inspiration, but not as a source of we will never be the way we were before, because we are moving forward.
You mean that stop thinking of the past and think of the future, something like that?
I think.
But don't you think that we need to learn a lot more from our past so we can shape our future?
I'm not saying that we should stop thinking about the past in itself, but we should isolate the idea of we will never be the way we were. Regret.
Okay, stop living in the past.
Yes, we did wonderful stuff. We were wonderful, but we are wonderful still.
We're still.
And we're doing great things.
I would love to keep on talking to you, but they are telling me we are almost out of time.
Okay.
Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Honestly. Promise you come back.
I'll try.
Okay, please. Okay, we have a website for our wonderful guest, and it's going to be on your screen, and you can contact her and every other person who are related to her regarding the same matter. Right now, we would like to thank Sausan and Ali, and she is a cultural foreign affairs. Also, a pleasure having you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're still with us here to the point on KTV2. We'll be right back right after this small message. Once again, welcome to you and every other person who are just joining us at KTV2, and you're still with us with To The Point. Now, we have one of the greatest deals in the state of Kuwait regarding arts, and it's all about Dar al-Opera. Enjoy.
The Sheikh Jabir Al Ahmed Cultural Center will showcase performing arts and create a world-class theater quarter in a spacious parkland setting. Together with Sheikh Abdullah Salim Cultural Center, it will form Kuwait's new national cultural district. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jabir Al Sabah attended the inauguration ceremony of the Sheikh Jabir Al Ahmed Cultural Center, featuring a spectacular show that combined international and local music. The cultural district will include state-of-the-art theaters, concert halls, cinemas, conference and expedition halls, and a library archive. The 4 buildings will be accessed from spacious entrance courtyards and will sit like jewels within a large public park. Complex geometric forms inspired by Islamic architecture will create the richly textured outer skin of each building, creating dramatic public spaces below that benefit from the interaction of light and shadow. Visitors will circulate via air-conditioned lifts and travelators. Luxurious world-class buildings below the outer skin will exude character, drama, and a heightened sense of expectation. The wonders will continue inside each building, and visitors will find jewels within jewels as they explore the beautifully designed interiors. The new cultural district will attract the world's leading performers and would be an endless source of civic pride for the people of Kuwait. The key buildings in the theater quarter are Theater Center, Music Center, Conference Center, National Library for Historical Documents, and Park for Kuwait.
That was a wonderful report regarding Dal Al-Opera, and everybody is invited to go because this is one of the biggest achievements in the state of Kuwait. We have a lot more, and we're still covering a lot of achievement in the future. And let's not forget that His Highness the Amir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Jabr Sabah also exerted a good, wonderful effort to maintain this culture and also to maintain this Dar Al-Opera, which is going to be invited for everybody to join us and also to be and take places in the same facilities. Once again, we would like to thank you for being with us right here at KTV2, and that was a wonderful program. This is the first episode of To The Point, and also we would like to invite you once again next week, Wednesday night, right after the news, where we have a lot more and a lot of interesting things regarding the state of Kuwait. I'm Ahmed Al-Wasmi. Until I see you again, have a good night and bye-bye.